Okay, before we start new chapter, last time's problem number 13 from the book, in which the question was saying a ball is released from rest and falls freely. It is found to fall through 44.1 meter in 5th second of its journey. Calculate the value of G. Last time I gave you the solution, but there was a silly mistake in the solution. So you can correct it. I think I wrote the formula a bit wrongly, so you have to correct. Last time I wrote the formula like this: Hn is equal to Un plus half G 2n minus 1. So this n will not be there. So that was the correction we must make. And though this part doesn't make any difference because u is 0, the answer will come the same. Rest of the thing will remain the same. So instead of un, you have to write only u. So that was the correction part. So today we are starting kinematics in 2 dimension, or this is also known as projectile motion. How this motion is different from the previous one dimension. One dimension means the body will either move horizontally or it will move vertically. But this motion will have horizontal as well as vertical motions superimposed or imposed on the body simultaneously. Body will have both the motions at a time. And when does this happen? This happens when a body is thrown with some velocity. Say the velocity is v. The velocity with which the body is thrown is v, or we can write this as u. Making some angle with the horizontal or with the vertical at theta. Suppose this is angle theta. Then the body will have two motions at a time, horizontal as well as vertical. Why? Because this v is velocity, which is vector, will break into two components. This component will be v cos theta. This component will be v sin theta. Here is the angle, so this will come in cos, and the other component will come in sine. Being vector, we are breaking into components. We are resolving the vector into two components, horizontal component and vertical component. This component is responsible for vertical motion, which for lifting the height, and this component will be responsible for covering a horizontal distance. You can have an idea. Suppose you throw something like this body will go and take up a path like this. The body will rise as well as it will cover horizontal distance simultaneously. That means the body will be taking up a path like this, and then will be falling on the ground over here like this way. This motion, this path is called parabolic path. There is a shape in the geometry is called parabola. This shape is called parabola. Parabolic path, or we call it projectile motion. That means the body is having horizontal motion and vertical motion simultaneously. This component is responsible for vertical motion, and this one is responsible for horizontal motion. So in the vertically upward direction, this will be behaving as the value of u, and the value of this component will keep on changing, keep on decreasing when the body goes up because of retardation. So when the body reaches a maximum height over here, so this component value will become 0. And then when the body returns back, the value of this component will keep on increasing, and it becomes the same as the same value whatever it has over here. Same level, the value of velocity will be the same. And this component v cos theta will be uniform throughout, will be constant throughout. Why? Because this way the retardation is acting, this way also acceleration of gravity will be there, but this component will have no effect of gravity on it. So this component is a constant component. This will be constant or uniform motion, whereas this will be variable motion. The value of this v sin theta will keep on decreasing, and it becomes 0. So at any point, the value of this component will remain the same. V cos theta will remain v cos theta, and the value of this velocity will be less. I am showing this much, that it will become less. So over here also, this will be same value v cos theta, and this value will be less. And out here it will have only v cos theta. This component value will be 0, no component. And again same level, this component value will remain the same for any point of its motion, whereas this component value will be same as this, because same level, only the direction will be different. This is upward, this will be downward. This component value and this component value will be v cos theta, and this value will be the same, will keep on increasing and out here at this point it will be same v cos theta, whereas this component value will be same as this value, that means v sin theta. This will happen. This is the same level. That means horizontal motion is a uniform motion, whereas vertical motion is a variable motion. So when it goes up, it keeps on decreasing. When it comes down, it will keep on increasing. So like this. At the highest point, vertical velocity will be 0. It will have only the horizontal velocity. And whereas at the other point, it will have both the velocity, horizontal as well as vertical. Maybe the vertical value will keep on decreasing, will be less while going up, and the value of vertical velocity keep on increasing when it is going down. Same level, the velocity will be the same because of the law of conservation of energy. Okay. Now for such motion, we will be finding the expression. First expression, we are finding expression for different expression. We find expression for number 1, time of rise. We are finding the formula for the time of rise. We write it T rise. I gave the formula already before. T vertical motion formula, T rise is equal to u by g, and we'll put the value of u. The value of u is v sin theta. We'll write that v sin theta, and g will remain the same. So in case of projectile motion, what is the formula of T rise? V sin theta by g. As simple as that. Now, second thing we find time of flight. Time of flight, that we denote by capital T. What is the meaning of time of flight? Time of flight is the time of going up and coming down together. From ground it is going up and returning back to the ground. That time is called time of flight, and that we denote by capital T. We know the fact time of rise and time of fall is equal. The time of rise is this, the time of fall also will be the same. That means the total time will be twice of this. We can make the formula 2v sin theta by g. That is how much time the body will take from here to go up and then return back. It will take this much time. Third expression we will be finding here. Third expression we are finding for maximum height. Maximum height reached by the body. We can write h max, or we can simply write h. As I give the formula of maximum height, u square by 2g. Put the value of u. The value of u is v sin theta. We can square it, we get v square sin square theta by 2g. So this becomes the formula of maximum height. Now the fourth thing we'll find horizontal range. Horizontal range, or we can simply call it range, and that will denote by r. Horizontal range is horizontal distance covered from here till here. Total distance covered horizontally, how much distance it covers. You throw a piece of stone like this, it will go and fall on the ground in this manner. So what is the distance covered? That distance we are calling horizontal range or horizontal distance, denoted by a capital R. What kind of motion is this one? This is a constant or uniform motion. For uniform motion we have only one formula. Distance is equal to velocity into time. S is equal to Vt. So S is same as R, velocity into time. What is the velocity in this direction? The velocity is from v cos theta. We write v cos theta into time. What is the time from here till here? What is the time? That time is equal to the time of flight. That we will be writing here 2v sin theta by g. We write as v into v become v square, and let us write 2 sin theta cos theta together by g. There is a formula in trigonometry that you may learn later on. If you have not learned, I said 2 sin theta cos theta is equal to sin 2 theta. Here we can add sin 2 theta, sin twice theta, and denominator is g. So this is the formula of horizontal range. V square sin twice theta by g. If theta value is 30 degree, we will get 2 into 30, that is 60. Sin 60 by g will do. If the theta value is 15 degree, here we will take 2 into 15, sin 15 into 2, that means sin 30. Sin 30 degree by g will do. Okay, now we will apply the condition for maximum range, for maximum range, let us impose the condition for maximum range. Maximum range time, sine function, sine maximum value is 1, positive 1, so we will be writing like this. Sine 2 theta maximum value is 1. Next step like this, sine 2 theta is equal to 1 is equal to sine 45 degree. Therefore, 2 theta, sorry, 90 degree. 2 theta is coming 90 degree. Therefore, theta value will come 45 degree. Then this is the condition to obtain maximum horizontal range for a given velocity. If we throw something with a particular velocity making an angle of 45 degree, it will be reaching the maximum horizontal distance. It will cover maximum horizontal range. So that is the idea. For what angle the range becomes maximum? 45 degree. You must have seen like the army tank and all. There is a barrel over here like this. This barrel is kept making 45 degree, exactly 45 degree angle with the horizontal. When a shell is fired from the cannon or from the tank, this will go and cover the longest distance. It will go and reach the maximum distance for a given velocity. Same thing applies to missiles. When missile is fired, so it is supposed to go to the largest distance or the longest distance. So it is fired at making 45 degree angle. Even like javelin throw, athlete and all, they throw javelin. The javelin they throw making an angle of 45 degree. That is the idea. Or the discus throw also, they will be throwing making an angle of 45 degree. They try to make an angle of 45 degree so that it goes to the longest distance. So that is the condition for maximum range. You may get questions to derive expression for time of rise, time of flight, maximum height, horizontal range. Even to find horizontal range, you have to find this one, the time of flight, and then you have to get this. And you will impose the condition for maximum horizontal range, and the value will become 45 degree. So this is the first part of this chapter. This path is called parabola, like this, parabolic arch type. Okay, now the second type of motion we can consider like this. We are having another case. A body is thrown horizontally out here with a velocity v, and the height is h. This is the ground. This is ground level. When you throw something like this way, you think this will continue moving like this only? No, because of gravity, it will go and fall on the ground in this manner. So this will go and will be falling on the ground in this manner. This path is also projectile, curved path it follows, and this path, if you consider this is a parabola, so it is a semi-parabola, half parabola. So for this case also we will be finding the time of fall. We are throwing it like this horizontally, and then the body is going to fall down in this manner. So how to find the time of fall? For this case, expression for time of fall, we are finding expression for time of fall. Number 1. We write a T for, rather we will be using the formula. First, h is equal to ut plus half gt square. Right, h as it is. What is the value of, this is for vertically downward motion, or vertically downward motion. What is the value of u in this direction? The value of u in this direction is 0, because all the velocities are horizontal. So it doesn't have any component. If any vector is horizontal, it will not have a vertical component. If anything is vertical, so it will not have a horizontal component. If anything is making some angle with the horizontal, then it will have both the components. So just now u value in this downward direction is 0. So here we will have 0 into t plus half gt square. So h will be as it is, here we get half gt square. So 2h by g is the value of t square. Therefore the value of t will be 2h by g. This t is same as time of fall, time of reaching the ground, time of falling this height h, like this downward way. So this becomes a formula. Now here also we'll find the range. What is the value of distance covered here? Range. Horizontal range or only range we can call it. Horizontal range. That we are denoting by R. As we know, the horizontal motion is always a uniform motion. So formula is simple. Distance is equal to velocity into time. The distance is r. What is the velocity in this direction? Velocity in this direction is v, which will be same everywhere. Here we are writing v into t. This means t of fall, the time of fall. There is no time of flight. Time of flight starts from ground to up and then again back to the ground. So here we are writing only v into t. V will remain as it is, and time value we can put this value 2h by g. So this is the formula of horizontal range in this case. Time of fall formula will be root 2h by g, and horizontal distance covered formula will be r is equal to v into times root 2h by g. So this becomes a formula. Motion will be somewhat like this. At any point, horizontal velocity does not change, it will remain v. Here also it will remain v. Everywhere it will remain the same v. But this value will increase because this value was 0. Now it will be increasing. It will be increasing. Here also it will be increasing. So vertical velocity is variable. When the body goes down, so initial velocity is 0. That will be increasing here, again increasing here, and again will be increasing here while reaching the ground. Whereas horizontal motion is a constant motion or uniform motion, that means the value of velocity will remain the same throughout. One more thing we prove, and then the theory part of this chapter will be over, and then we will be doing the numericals. So they may ask question like this: show that the path of a projectile is parabolic. Question may come, show that the path of a projectile is parabolic, or they may ask you, or derive an equation of trajectory of a projectile. Question may come like any one thing. So to prove the motion is parabolic, we will be writing the answer like this. So we will draw a diagram. Body is v, thrown with a velocity v, making an angle theta. It has two components. This is v cos theta, this is v sin theta, and we have to show the path is parabolic. This will be representing what axis? Axis, for if you take this as origin, so this will be representing x axis. This will be representing y axis of coordinate. So this will be the value of u for upward motion, and this value will be remaining same, constant throughout. Let us take the first horizontal motion this way. The horizontal motion formula is what? Distance is equal to velocity into time. What is the distance covered? Distance covered is along the x axis. I write as x is equal to velocity is v cos theta into time is t. Making t the subject, the value of t is becoming x by v cos theta. Mark this as equation number 1. Okay, now I will take the upward motion like this, vertically upward motion. We know the formula, h is equal to ut minus half gt square. H is what? Height. That height is representing which axis? Y axis. So I will be writing a y. U value is v sin theta, right? That v sin theta into t value also I will put. T value is x by v cos theta minus half g, and the value of t we are putting x by cos theta whole square. We can write as x, v and v cancel, sin by cos become tan theta minus half g x square by cos square theta. This equation is called equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory of the projectile. So in this equation you will find the variable y and x compare. What is the maximum value of x variable square? It is coming in the form of quadratic, but x square and y is coming here. When we have an equation in which either x becomes a square or y becomes a square, that represents a parabola. Parabola is this kind of shape. This kind of shape is called parabola. If a square is in x, then it will come like this. If the square is in y, then it will come like this. This is y square is equal to something. This will be having x square is equal to something parabola. So here a square is coming in x, we have a shape like this. So such a shape is called, such an equation represents a parabola. So about which you will be studying even in maths. Later on you will study, but just have an idea about it. Therefore the path is parabolic, we write like this. So the value of t is x by v cos theta. X by v cos theta. I think I missed out v, so just add v also here and the square will come. So this equation is for the equation of trajectory, which represents a parabola. So this is proof. If question comes derive an equation of trajectory for a projectile, we will do the same thing. Or if question asks you show that the path of a projectile is parabolic, for that also we do the same thing. This is how we prove. I think in maths you have done, I'll just give a little idea about it. In coordinate geometry, you will find when the equation comes like this, y is equal to mx plus c form, so we call it a straight line. Because power of y and x is same, 1, 1. It is a straight line. Circle time will come like this, no? X square plus y square is equal to something r square. You will see a square is coming in x and also is coming in y, so it is a circle. But if the square comes in any one of the variable, like x square plus something x is equal to something y, so this will be a parabola. The square is coming in any one of them, either in x or in y. If it comes, then it is a parabola. The parabola, I think you must have seen the coronation bridge, the Bach pool. The people call it Bach pool also. Coronation bridge. There is an arch like this. Arch is there, no? So that arch is having parabolic shape. Sometimes at home also we have window shape, or the door, sometimes the entrance door and all will have a shape like this. That shape is parabolic shape, like in the form of arch. So this was the theory part of this chapter. This is quite simple only. Now next day we will be doing numericals on this. Thank you.